No.
No. Okay.
This one at order.
So someone's gotta be the timekeeper.
Oh, wait.
Who's gonna be the official timekeeper? Hi, what's your name?
I'm Hannah.
Hannah, you're the official timekeeper. Do you have a clock? No? Why?
I have like half.
Okay, you have? Okay, so you're the timekeeper. We have no clock.
Okay.
At 5 after 9, you have to give a warning.
Okay.
We're getting to the end of the class.
In 30
At 10 minutes after 9, it's time to wrap things up.
Okay.
Okay? Hannah, where are you from?
I'm from Budapest, from Hungary.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look like you're from Budapest. You look you're from California.
Yeah?
Oh, biggest compliments, California.
Thank you.
Home of the free,
Thank you.
promised land. Okay, Hannah. What's your last name, Hannah?
There. P-R-A.
Oh, you're right at the top. Oh, you weren't here last week. I wonder who you were. Now I see. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So how come you speak English? You speak American.
I heard
Your parents are American? Are your parents American?
No, my dad lives here. He went to yeshiva here. So
He what?
He went to yeshiva.
He went to yeshiva.
Yeah, in New York, but I'm here.
Not everybody goes to yeshiva in New York learns American. All right. Chaya Atkins. Oh, you're right, Chaya. Gotcha. Chaya, remind me, where are you from? You? Chicago. Okay. You know the sheriffs? We asked that question. Yeah. Okay. Right. Now, beside you is from Montreal.
Yes.
What's your name again? Basia? Basia Yagudano. Is that a Russian name? Ukrainian name? Russian, Yagudano. Okay, Basia, we're going to get to know you. Another week, I'll know you all by name. Bezos Hashem. The Rebbe knows all of you by name also. Shh. The Rebbe knows all of you by name. He knows exactly who you are, what you're doing here. Here's Rachel O'Connor, sitting over there. Yes. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Rachel, I thought this morning to get a new assignment. Okay, Chana, the girls were told last week they have an assignment every morning, which is as you walk to look up into the sky, right? And take note of what you see up there. So today, I'd like to ask you to be very aware of what you look at and to make a drawing or a painting with watercolors or with colored pencils of what you see. You say, I can't do that. Well, Shem does it. Shem does it. You can also do it. Just do a drawing. What do you see? Even if it's a cloudy day, it's not just one color.
Just gray and white.
Yeah. Well, if that's all you can do is just gray and white, so gray and white, but then you'll look a little more closer. It's not just gray and white. There's all kinds of things going on there. Anybody on Zoom, do you hear me? Time to restart your advice. Better call that girl of Devora. She should come in here. Reschedule. I'm going to reschedule this for a different time. Okay. Schedule the restart. Oh my. Okay. What's all this?
From last class on Friday. You had our last one.
Yeah.
Our last two, Mashiach and Gula.
What does it say? What does it say in the Gemara about Mashiach and Gula? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so we're learning about Torah the different levels of Torah. The revealed level of Torah we started is what we were talking about. Now, Shoshana Chosed, I know who you are. Where are you? There you are. Yes, that's Shoshana Chosed. I think that's marvelous that after 70 years of repression, you have a Jewish name, Chosed. Hasidic name. Means you're a Hasidic neshama. Neshama comes from Hasidic stock. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, they were Mamish Hasidim. It's nothing new. We're just getting back to what they wanted you to have. Malka, yes, you're right here. You come right after her on the list too. Mikaniva?
Yes.
Mikaniva. Mikaniva. Does that mean that you had a Zayda named Michal? Is it a place?
Yes.
Mikaniva is a place?
Yes.
A lot of times Jewish names are place names. Right? Shaya, Berlin. Rachel, Tahir. Rachel. Where are you from, Rachel? Okay, finally we got one. Where in California?
Southern California.
Hernish. I don't hear you.
Southern California.
Southern California. Name of the place? Anything we would recognize?
Thousand Oaks.
What'd you say?
1,000 Oaks.
Encino?
1,000 Oaks.
Thousand Oaks. Thousand Oaks. The Rabbi Lipsker? No. Brisky. Rabbi Brisky. Wow. He's a star. Very inspiring speaker. Rabbi Brisky, Thousand Oaks. Okay. That's. Where'd your name go? Hanaruman. Yes, here, right?
Here.
Yes. Chedva didn't arrive yet. And anybody whose name I did not call? Beth Shapiro. Who's Beth Shapiro?
She was here last week, but your name.
What's your name?
Right.
Rivka Ram. Rivka Ram. Okay.
From Arizona.
From Arizona.
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Rabbi Lebertov.
Well, yeah.
I almost ended up going to Phoenix.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Rabbi Lebertov, before Rabbi Lebertov was in Phoenix, somebody else, a young man, I was very good friends with him and with his family. And he came to, I was learning here. I was in the first year after my marriage, and he came to me one day and he said, guess what? Rabbi Chodakov called me in and asked me to go to Arizona. He would be the first shliach in Arizona. And in those days, we had smaller ideas. Some people had smaller ideas than they do now. A bocher in yeshiva nowadays, he's ready to go anywhere in the world and take on the whole country. In those days, when you went out on shlichus, there were people waiting for you. There was some kind of infrastructure. There was a shliach already there who was hiring you, who was going to pay you a salary, going to help you get established. So my friend was offered the shlichus, and he said to me, our wives were very, very close friends. He said, well, I want you to come with me. I said, okay. he went down to Phoenix to see what it was like. He saw that the rent for an ordinary apartment there was like 5 times the rent he was used to paying here in Crown Heights. He thought, where am I going to get the money? And they were very nervous. And they had Yechidus with the Rebbe. And they figured the Rebbe is our best friend. And they'll express their concerns, their anxieties. And surely the Rebbe will give them a bracha and everything will be good. And they express their concerns and their anxieties to the Rebbe about how are they going to manage in this very different new environment. And the Rebbe said to them, if that's the way you feel, you don't have to go. Oh, he went cold at the bone. And the Rebbe took it away from them, just like that. The Rebbe wanted people to be excited and ready to go to the ends of the earth and not have any doubts or anxieties. Just they should not have confidence. Hashem is going to take care of everything. And so Rabbi Levertov got the nod. And that's how he went out. And this other young man, he went on to do a different kind of a shlichus, a very important shlichus. He sat down and he learned and he became a Rav and a Dayan, and he became a community leader of a very important community here in a more established community, but he wasn't the head of the state. So that's how I almost didn't go to Arizona.
How much you have here?
There are many shluchim in Arizona. It's a growing center for Jewish people flocking to Arizona. What is it? The fastest growing place? One of the fastest growing states in America. People always go there for their health. It's good, healthy air. People can't take the winters. They go to Arizona. All right, Arizona will be part of Eretz Yisrael. Wherever ever shluchim are, will all become part of Eretz Yisrael. So what's going to happen with my shlichus? People were concerned. What's going to happen with my business? What's going to happen with my home? What's going to happen with my shiurim? I have Torah where I am. I have a shul. I have friends. I'm sure the Rebbe says, don't worry. Everything is going to Eretz Yisrael. Every place where Jews are learning Torah and believe in the coming of the Beis Hamikdash is going to be built, and your shul and your Chabad house is going to fly to Eretz Yisrael and become attached to the Beis Hamikdash. And Eretz Yisrael will spread out to the whole of Israel, and the whole of Israel will spread out to the whole world. You have reassured a person that you're not going to lose anything when Moshiach comes. You're only going to gain. How do you like them apples? That's what they say in America. How do you like those apples? All right. Everything, the first thing we said. Does anybody remember what was the first thing we said when we started this class? Look back at your notes. First sentence the rabbi said. Yeah, that sounds good. What?
Everything has a body.
Everything has a body and a soul. You can't just be concerned with the body, the way that things look. You have to look deeper into the inner life of everything. And we discussed at great length what is the body of the Torah, the physical body of the Torah. We're not even finished talking about that because it's endless. The Torah was given to us as a nation. We were all there. We all pledged to keep it and to learn it. To keep it and to learn it. And for this, angels came down and gave us 2 crowns. 1 crown, we're going to keep it, and 1 crown, we're going to study it and learn it. Which came first? Which is more important? The learning or the doing? What? The doing comes first. And when the Jewish people said, we're going to do it, And hopefully we'll learn it. We'll try and learn it. Hashem said, who revealed this secret to my children? Listen carefully. Who revealed this secret to my children? Why was Hashem so astonished? Because he wanted to be fair. He didn't want anybody to have complaints against the Jewish people. That it's not fair that you gave the Torah to the Jewish people. If you gave the Torah to us, we would have kept it. Hashem said, okay. So before he gave the Torah to the Jewish people, he went around to all the nations of the world and he offered them the Torah, and they all answered the same way. They all said the same thing. What did they say? What? They asked a question.
Oh. Are we allowed to kill? Are we allowed to steal?
They asked a question. What's in it? And they left off the really important two words. For us. For me. What's in it? For me. And so we have to learn a lesson in life. When the Torah asks us to do something, we have to say, yes, we'll do it. And not say, well, let me think it over. See if it's for me. So everybody else says what's in it, and they didn't like what they heard. Each nation didn't like what they heard. They all said, this is not for us. It's not a match. Like the matchmaker says, this one is not a match. So they all rejected the Torah. They came to the Jewish people who were a downtrodden nation of slaves in Egypt, and he offered them the Torah, and they said, we'll do it. They make jokes about it. They say they offer them a commandment. They said, we'll take 10. The Jews are always looking for a bargain. But basically, that's what happened. There's a story about a rabbi, one of the sages of 2,000 years ago, that he was living in Babylon. He was learning Torah in Babylon. And the way they learned Torah in Babylon was in a certain style of inquiry and exploration and working things out, problem solving and anticipating problems and solving them. And there were scholars who didn't go to Babylon. When the Jews were exiled to Babylon, they didn't go. They didn't all go. Some remained behind and they continued learning Torah. And the Torah, the way it was learned in Israel, in Jerusalem, so to speak, was on a much higher level. Whereas the Torah that was learned in Babylon was very aware of problems and complications. The Torah, the way it was learned in Jerusalem, was on a higher level without so many questions. It was direct. This is the law, this is the way it goes, this is what it's all about. Very high. And this scholar wanted to go to Jerusalem to learn Torah the way it was learned there. His name was Rabbi Zera. He was very short. Zeir means small. He was short guy. And he fasted 40 fasts, 40 days and nights. Maybe had a little water overnight, maybe a morsel of bread at night just to survive. He fasted 40 days and nights in order to have them, to purify his mind and his heart, that he should deserve to be able to learn Torah, where they learned it in Jerusalem. Some say not 40 times, some say 100 times. He fasted. And he departed. He made his way across the deserts. I don't know the route from Iraq to Israel. From Israel today, it seems to go through a lot of wasteland, desert. He made his way and he came to the Jordan River. And the river was raging. It was flooded, and it was, do not take any boats on this day. It's dangerous to cross the river, and there was I think there was a bridge that he could go across. It was very dangerous, and he couldn't hold himself back, and he went across the bridge anyway, even though it was a risk to his life and limb, and he could have been swept away and failed to survive. And he came to the land of Israel, and you see, it did not just happen in the movies. He bent down on the land and he kissed it. He was so happy that he arrived in the Holy Land, Rabbi Zera. And a non-Jewish person saw him, and he says, "Rash people, you're so rash. You see it all the time. You had to wait till the river would subside, and then you could cross safely. But you had to get there first. You had to jump in. That's what you did at Mount Sinai. You jumped in without even knowing what you were getting into." And he said, "We'll do it," and he didn't even know what it was. That's a story. But it brings out a lot. Okay? So this is how we got the Torah. It was a national experience. It wasn't an experience. All other religions come from the experience of one person. Someone went off somewhere and had a revelation. He came back, he started teaching people. Anything true in those teachings comes from the Torah. Because the Torah is called the Torah of truth, like we learned last day, right? Emes, right? As your grandfather would say that. Emes, like that. Emes is Aleph, Mem, Taf, beginning, middle, end. Emes is always emes. Truth is always truth. Always. It's always this. The Jewish religion does not begin with one person. We say, but what about Abraham? What about Moshe? The first Jew was not Abraham, contrary to what they say. The first Jew was Moshe Rabbeinu, and the Jewish people, we're at Mount Sinai. When Hashem gave us the Torah, that's the beginning of Judaism. And we don't do things because Abraham did them. We do them because we were commanded at Mount Sinai to do them. Or what about the things that like Abraham gave himself a bris? We give our children a bris. Our male children get a bris. And this is the bris of Avraham Avinu, right? This is the bris of Abraham. We enter him into the covenant of Abraham. But not because Abraham did it. He was the first, it's true. But not because he did it, but because we were commanded again at Mount Sinai to do it. That's when Judaism began, at Mount Sinai. And we were all there. All the neshamas of all the Jewish people who went out of Egypt were there, and all the neshamas who ever would be born were there. You also were there and said, we'll do it. We'll do it. We're committed to do it. After that, we are pre-selected, pre-approved. We approved. We committed. That was what happened at Mount Sinai. Then Moshe, it was too much for us. We couldn't take it. Every word that Hashem said, every sound, so to speak, that came out of his mouth, so to speak, not that he has physically a mouth, our soul, the revelation. How else can we express revelation? What did Hashem say? What did Hashem want from us? That's expressed in words. So every word that was said, so to speak, our neshamas flew out. Like, if you touch an electric wire or live wire, what happens? Your body flies away. So that's